Hello and welcome to the Story Behind the Stories, your weekly look at the pages of the Neepawa Banner and Press. Thank you very much for taking a little bit of your time and spending it here with us on NAC TV. I'm Eoin Devereux with the Banner and Press, welcoming you to this Labor Day long weekend edition of the television show and of the newspaper. We got so much to cover in such a short amount of time. But we're very happy to be able to do that with you right here. And sharing this experience with me on this warmer than usual Labor Day weekend, Joshua Jackson. Joshua, good to have you here this week.
Hello. And yes, Eoin, it is so hot out there. I was reading today, it's supposed to be like 35 with the humidex. And then Saturday, tomorrow, is supposed to be 37 with the humidex. And I have to go to a wedding. And I am thrilled that they're getting married, but I'm not thrilled to be outside in that hot heat all day. But like you said, this is the last Friday in August. We'll be in September very, very soon, which is absolutely terrifying how fast this summer has flown by.
Most definitely. We're going to be talking about things like ice hockey in the very near future. So let's enjoy this warmer than average weather while we can, because winter is coming soon enough.
It's true. I will take plus 35 over minus 35 all day. Yeah. I may complain now, but I'm truly, truly grateful.
Oh, yeah. All right, let's get into the paper itself. And as always, the best place to start is the front page. You know what? One of these days, we're just going to randomly, just to keep you on your toes, we're going to start on page 7. Just to see if you're paying attention.
Keep you on your toes.
But we're going to start off with page 1. And this story, very pleased to be able to share with you. An individual I have known on a personal level for 11 years, ever since I came back to Neepawa to work at the Neepawa Banner and Press. And this person I've known in so many different endeavors. Mary Ellen Clark, if you are from Neepawa, you know her. You know her very well. And you know what she does for the community on so many different levels. She is a volunteer. She is a supporter of so many worthy causes. She is down at the hospital helping out so many days of the week there. She's worked as the billet mother for the Neepawa Titans / Neepawa Hockey Club / Neepawa Natives. That's how far back she goes on that. She goes back 3 names with that team. It's unbelievable what she does. And she deserves to be recognized for it, for something she still does to this day. And she was recognized for it in terms of the King Charles III Coronation Medal. If you are a consistent and loyal reader of the newspaper and viewer of NAC TV, you are very familiar with this medal already, because there's been so many individuals throughout Western Manitoba we've done stories on about them being honored and singled out for this medal. It's part of the coronation for Charles III when he went in and became the King of England. And it's part of the celebration in regards to that. So these have been handed out throughout Canada, and they're given to individuals who are meaningful and are giving meaningful experiences to Canada and their communities. And quite honestly, there's no better example of it than Mary Ellen right here in Neepawa. So I was down there over at Arts Forward a little earlier this week, having just come back from my vacation. It was fine, thank you for asking. And that was my very first coverage coming back onto the job. We got the notification the day before that it was going to be happening. It was like I put my hand up because I had nothing. I'll be honest with you, I had nothing on my to-do list for the week for the most part. You know how it is after you've done vacation. You know, you're still in third gear, you're still in second gear, sort of. You haven't geared up entirely by the time Monday came around. So this was a good sort of slow warm back into the work week. And to be able to share this and to be able to sort of learn a little bit about it was wonderful. Dan Mazer, our member of parliament for the region, was the one that presented it to her. But there were so many other people there as well. Friends, family, well-wishers, all there. They all wanted to support Mary Ellen the way Mary Ellen has supported them and us and this community. So I could go on, quite honestly, over the next half hour. In the 11 years I've known her, it's been a pleasure, an opportunity to get to know her, and this is richly deserved. We try not to take sides in stories. We try to always be as impartial as possible, whether we agree with something, whether we disagree with something. You always got to call it straight down the middle. I'm not going to lie with you. This time I got a little partial. This time, and I got a little sort of, I'm on this side. I'm on this side of history right now, and I'm very glad to be on it. So congratulations to Mary Ellen Clark on the recognition. Very richly deserved.
Mm-hmm. And just to jump in here, Owen, as you were saying that she has been volunteering with the Titans Hockey Club for a long time. Well, I have a number here. 18 years she has been helping out with the Billets, and that is absolutely incredible, and dedication to show up each year and do such a critical service. Now, I best know her for her work at the hospital and the palliative care unit, which yet again is phenomenal. And she just really is a shaker and mover, so to speak. So the world needs more Mary Ellen Clarks within our communities. So it's really an honor to be able just to talk about all the good that she has done and caused in the community. I think coming back after being gone so long, you start to realize these individuals within the community that are doing such good work that you may not have noticed or taken for granted when you were younger. So it's just great to see a pillar of the community such as Mary Ellen Clark getting recognized for all of her hard work and efforts that she has put into this community.
Well said, Josh. If you want to find out a little bit more, you can find it on the front page of this week's edition of the Banner and Press. Carries over on to page 8. We got all the information and a little bit of quotes from Mary Ellen, Dan, and it's wonderful to be able to share with you. That's the good news of the week. Now let's get into the baddish news.
Just the news of the week. It's not good. It's not bad, but we are out with the old and in with the new hero. And as if you have driven down Neepawa's downtown in the past week, you may have noticed it's looking a little tore up, more than usual. That is my opinion, not the opinion of the Neepawa Banner and Press, by the way. But yeah, we are getting some road construction done, thank goodness. They are starting on the corner of Mountain Avenue and Mill Street, tearing out the old street surfacing in preparation for new asphalt, one of Neepawa's favorite words when it finally happens. Owen, you're a big proponent of, not a big proponent, I should say, you're a big advocate of Neepawa's roads and streets and maybe some of the conditions that they are in. So, Owen, how are you taking this news that we're getting a good chunk repaved?
Well, again, call me crazy. Call me an outsider. Call me fringe. But when I'm driving down a street, I like a smooth, pothole-less street to drive down. That's a nice change of pace. I was just recently in Brandon and drove down 18th Street, and God, it felt like a summer breeze. It feels like you're flying when you go down there. And again, we're having a little bit of jest. We're having a little bit of fun with Neepawa in terms of that. But it is good to see that they are moving forward on some much needed road work in the core. They've done so much work in terms of new developments, as they should, very much as they should. But it's nice to see that they are keeping a mind and remembering what needs to be done in the downtown business section. And this is a block, just over a block that has to be done. If you've driven down that road over the last 2-3 years, you're going to be very happy to have it looked after and fixed up as well. And this, if you're a loyal and consistent reader of the paper, you know this was coming. This is a story I did back in the spring. This was one of the roads that they were very much wanting to get done this year, and they are moving forward on it. And I'm pleasantly surprised that they are moving forward on it in terms of it's not October. There have been times where the road work has been done in October, and it's not. Sometimes we do blame the town of Neepawa for some stuff. I readily acknowledge that. But I can't blame them for this. Sometimes the road work goes into end of September and October, and you might think, why are they holding it off so long? That's something beyond their control. There are road construction contractors throughout Manitoba that do work for several cities and towns and communities throughout. And quite honestly, if you get a chance to do, for example, 18th Street in Brandon, that massive restoration project that went over 2 years, and you get to cash that check, if I'm that business owner, I'm going to cash that check before Neepawa. Neepawa, unfortunately, can't compete with Brandon and their checkbook on that. So we get stuck on the waiting list. That's just the reality of the situation. But I know it's frustrating for you if you drive in Neepawa at all. It's frustrating for me. It's frustrating for the people of the town of Neepawa in the administration office. But they do the best they can. Like I said, we do give them grief, sometimes deserved, sometimes maybe a little more than they deserve. They do the best they can under the circumstances. So I'm glad to see this road getting fixed up right now. 2 or 3 other roads I'd like to get fixed up as well, but that's for another edition, I'm sure.
True. It's never a bad thing to see our roads getting paved and fixed, no matter how late in the season. To a degree, that makes sense. But Owen, speaking of construction as well, dare I say there's even more activity going on, as, dare I claim it, a landmark of Neepawa has finally been demolished. Now, I will preface this and I say, in my opinion, I think it is the most coveted piece of land, or it should be the most coveted piece of land in Neepawa. The Neepawa Chicken Delight has finally been torn down. And let me just say, what an eyesore that was.
Well, okay, let's take a slight backtrack here. Landmark. If that's one of our landmarks, man, we really gotta get working on some new landmarks. But having said that, it was a business institution for so many decades, but it has been left empty for so long. And quite honestly, with it coming down, your first thought may have been, did a swift, strong breeze come passing through the community? No. It was actually brought down on purpose. The destruction of the building is making way for what could be and what should be a very interesting location for a new business. Now, I am sure you're asking yourself, what new business? Well, guess what? We're asking ourselves that as well, because there's a lot of hearsay and innuendo and whispers in the community about what it could be and what it should be. But right now, we got nothing concrete. We've got nothing confirmed. The latest rumors that we've heard, and again, we have no confirmation on this whatsoever.
Speculation even.
Other total speculation is that a new leader has come from the backstretch in the final corner and has taken the lead. And that was that KFC? That was KFC, I believe, right? Or was it Pizza Hut?
I have not heard about this.
Oh, no. I had heard Pizza Hut, actually, is the one I had heard, is starting to be rumored. Now, I don't know if we need another pizza place here in Neepawa. And I don't think we need another chicken place here in Neepawa. My personal preference, I wish, if they're going to do some sort of chain here, I very much hope that it would be a Wendy's. Oh, Wendy's would be real nice.
Okay, you're cooking there.
I'm cooking with square burgers. That's what I'm doing.
I have so many opinions about this. So, Owen, let me dive into them.
Okay, hold on. Just go right back. So for the next 15 minutes of the show, we're just going to start talking about how much we like the Baconator, all right?
True.
So,
Yeah, turn off now. Just kidding. Don't turn off, because by you watching this, you are helping support local journalism. And before I get...
And bacon.
And bacon. And before I get into this tangent, let me just remind you, buy the Neep. You don't even have to buy it. Go get your copy of the Neepawa Banner and Press today. What am I even trying to say here? We have distributions in so many local communities from here to Brandon, and there's so many places for you to get and support local journalism. You maybe think, oh, who reads a newspaper anymore? Fair point. And to that I say, go read it online. We have it online too at theneepawabanner.com. So no excuse. Help support local journalism. Give us news ideas and news tips, because we love that. Now, that's what we've all been waiting for. Josh's opinion on the Chicken Delight site. Well, let me tell you, I think the last Facebook post I saw from the Chicken Delight was back in 2017. So I am just going to say 2017 is when the building closed down. But to have it vacant and left alone on that lot for so long with nothing done to it is, I don't want to say disrespectful, but it's not a great move. I would debate that is one of the prime locations in Nipawin because it's on the corner of Highway 5 and Highway 16, and it's a great lot. Now, Josh, what would you like to see in it? Well, that's a good question. I would not like to see another fast food restaurant. We don't need those. We have
Fair. Yeah.
we have our share of them. Is it probably going to be some fast food restaurant? Yeah.
Yep.
I don't want anywhere that has chicken or pizza. We can get those at so many places downtown. In my dream world, we need more breakfast places. Now, Chicken Chef has a wonderful, wonderful breakfast. I go there and I eat breakfast more than I care to admit. But we need more competition. We need more breakfast. That's what I think. We can never go wrong with another breakfast spot. Now, I know it's probably going to be some chain restaurant or something that comes in, which is great. But my dream would be to see something local. We need more local restaurants, and we're great. We've done that. We have a great core of bakeries and restaurants in Nipawin's downtown, but we need more local and not chains. Is that going to happen? No, probably not, because financing and stuff and building a new building. But
From scratch, yeah, that
from
can be
scratch,
difficult. Yeah.
exactly. But like, I remember back to the days of like Mr. Ribs and Chicken Corral. We just had a bunch of local restaurants, but we don't have one anymore. And Owen, you mentioned about the KFC. I'd be cool with a KFC, but with the big caveat, it has to be the KFC Taco Bell combination. I think a taco restaurant or / Mexican themed restaurant would fly in Nipawin. Give me a taco time. Give me a Taco Bell. I just need something that's not chicken and pizza, honestly. And that's my thoughts on the Nipawin Chicken Delight site. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
If you'd like to share your opinion on this as well, always remember, send us an email over at news@nipawinbanner.com, or even give us a phone call at 476-3401. Like, this is part of Letter to the Editor. This is part of Thumbs Up, Thumbs Down. Give us our suggestions.
Tell us we're crazy.
What you think we should actually have in that location. Maybe it's not even food oriented.
No.
Maybe it's a gas station. Maybe it's something else entirely we can't even think of. We can't even fathom what they're going to put there.
A Walmart. Just kidding.
I will say hell to the no on a Walmart. And let me share with you why here. I was actually living in Brandon in the early 90s, going to university, and that was just when the new Walmart was actually establishing itself. I was there in Brandon before the Walmart existed, and I was there in Brandon after the Walmart existed. And let me tell you something, downtown of Brandon before Walmart was thriving. Businesses everywhere. Every shop was full. It was clean. It was beautiful. The mall downtown as well every shop was full. If you've been down there since, and I'm not even just talking about going down there today, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, 20 years ago, over 20 years ago, you could see the shift. You could see the change. Walmart came in and utterly destroyed local business. And I know we're going off on something that isn't going to happen in Nipawin anytime soon, but still, if we can at all avoid it, I'd say let's try and keep Walmart out of here. Unless Walmart wants to hire me as their public manager or relations director, then Walmart is the greatest thing ever. It helps families. It's a wonderful place. It brings smiles to faces. I will sell out for some Walmart money like you wouldn't believe.
True, I will sell out for anything super easily as long as I'm incentivized to do so. What can I say? I have no soul. I probably do have a soul, but who's to say? Now,
now let's talk about here. Let's go back to the front page here.
Yes.
And talk about a story that is ongoing and is developing. We've got the basic information right now, and we have to thank the Brandon Sun, who was able to do. Brandon Sun's able to do a little more investigative journalism in terms of this than we are, but they are very helpful to help us in this process. An internal investigation is underway right now and has unfortunately postponed the Carberry homecoming. We've talked about the homecoming many years. We've gone down there and covered it for many times, and it's a wonderful experience. Unfortunately, there have been some internal issues with the funding, and spending that need to be investigated. We're not saying anything is out of the ordinary. We can't because we don't have the proof of it just yet. But there is something of concern that has been brought up which forced the utter postponement of it. And they were very specific in their wording. They said the postponement as opposed to a full-on cancellation. So who knows? Maybe somebody just forgot to cash a check. Maybe it slipped under the couch covers or something like that. And we're going to have an announcement next week where the homecoming is going to be like the third week of September. We don't know that yet.
Now, Owen, I can kind of add a follow-up to this. Recently, this has come out since the paper has been published. They will be having a harvest festival, the Prairie Harvest Festival, and that will take place at the homecoming, and that is in October. I don't want to mislead you with a date, but it's in the teens of October. I want to say around like the 15th to the 20th range, whatever makes sense within that week. But there will be a makeup festival, and it's really interesting. So taking a look in our article, the discovery was made after an August 12th town council meetings where councillors raised concerns about whether the event was adequately insured and donations were properly tracked. The committee took a closer look at their finances and insurance, and when discovery was made of this initial digging, a meeting was promptly held and the bank account was frozen for safety reasons. The incident has been reported to police with no charges being laid at this time. All sponsors and vendors were contacted about the situation, and now they are rebranded into the Prairie Harvest Festival, which will be coming in October. They are also hoping that the event will be able to contribute to local causes such as the community's food coverage. So, way to take a not good thing in a sense. It's obviously never good to have what is happening, but I'm glad that the event organizers were able to turn it around and do something in a sense to give back to the community.
Very true. You're very correct about that. And in regards to, like I said, we don't know all the details yet, but when we do, we're going to share those details with you. We don't want to say that there is vehemently impropriety on the go right now, but there is concern. So it's best to, when you have concerns, best to stop in your tracks and take a step back and look at the bigger picture. That's exactly what they're doing. So when we know a little bit more, we will share a little bit more with you. All right, let's shift down the highway a little bit from Carberry. We're going to head over to Gladstone for a little bit. And Josh is going to share a little bit of information with you, but only a little bit because he's going to have a much bigger and broader perspective on it in next week's edition. Josh.
Now, let me just give you a little spoiler here. 5 minutes left. 5 minutes left in the show in case you care to know, but that's just for our internal notes as well. Let me give you the lowdown. Next week's edition of the Neepawa Banner and Press is going to be a farmer's advocate issue. And Owen, you know this. You've been helping me. But let me say, I kind of went off a little bit on that section, and I wrote a lot of what I think to be maybe even some of my favorite stories. But the one that you will learn more about is the Gladstone Flying Club. They're actually having a fundraiser soon to help repair their airport. Did you know that it takes around roughly $300,000 to $400,000 to repave an airport, Owen?
Actually, yeah.
Well,
I kind of know that
about it.
because I was sort of genuinely surprised at the cost to pave just a regular street. And a regular street, you can do it with a little different materials. Airport, you need very specific materials on there, which jacks up the price a whole heck of a lot.
Yeah, true. Yeah. It does take a lot to repave an airport, and that's kind of what the Gladstone Flying Club is trying to do. It's their dream. The airport gets used in Gladstone more than you and I might think. There are multiple spraying companies that work out of it. This isn't in this article, but it is in an upcoming article. Around 22 flights per week in the summer months in and out of the Gladstone Airport. Plus, it serves as a training hub, and a lot of training schools will come and touch down there. The Gladstone Airport actually has 2 runways, one grass and one asphalt. But getting back on track here, they are trying to raise money to upgrade their airport. They will be having a barbecue fundraiser on September 6th, and they will also be offering plane rides. So it's always a cool day when you get to go fly in a plane above Gladstone, no less. So make sure that you're reading that article in this week's edition of the Neepawa Banner and Press to find out when and where it will be, and go support local. Go for a little airplane ride. That sounds like a sick way to spend a Saturday, if I'm being honest with you.
And again, that's just a little bit of a taste, a slight preview of what we're going to be expanding on in next week's edition of the Neepawa Banner and Press. In our B section, which is going to be a salute to National Trucking Week, and our monthly Farmers Advocate. It's going to be a big and bold sort of spectacle that we're going to be able to share with you. Since we're on the road and since we're making the rounds, let's close up in the last minute or two. Let's head on over to Arden and just talk about your experience there with the Whitewood Music Festival.
Oh, yes. It was White Mud, more like it, Music Festival last weekend. And let me tell you, I didn't know Arden got down like that. They are party animals in the best way. I wish I didn't have to work and I was there celebrating, but it was a really, really cool experience to see the village of Arden and a lot of other people show up. It was packed, and I was just there on the opening night. I was blown away by the band The Beast from Puerto Vallarta, Mexico, as they performed and they tore the house down, which is absolutely phenomenal. So we have a little recap and a few photos of that in the Neepawa Banner. And just go Arden. It's the last town you would think to host a music festival, but man, oh man, did they do it so well. It was so cool being down at the park, and let me tell you, you gotta go to next year. I know we're closing out, but there are a few more little briefs that I want to mention. It's harvest time. If you haven't seen a combine out there, they're working, and let me tell you, day in and day out, I've been going cruising at night and just seeing how they work in the fields. Shout out to them for all of their dedication and effort as well. It's nice on the ice. The Neepawa Yellowhead Center is finally getting its ice back in, so that's another big thing. But you can find all of that and so much more in our 16-page edition of the Neepawa Banner and Press. Find us online, give us news tips, do what you gotta do, but support local and read your paper. That is the important part. Everyone, I hope you enjoy your Labor Day weekend. Have a great weekend. Be safe, be sober.
Hold up. Always remember, you're getting there, but you're not there yet.
You're getting there.
Always remember, if you have any news tips or suggestions for us, you can always find us by even giving us a call at 476-3401. There you go.
There we
or
go.
at news@neepawabanner.com. We're not here unless you're here with us, and we always do appreciate it. Since you started rolling on that, I'll let you finish it off.
Dude, I don't even know what I was going to say. Be safe. If you're drinking, find a designated driver and have fun this weekend. For Owen and Josh, this has been the story behind the news. Is that what we're called?
You were so close.
I was so
The
close.
story behind the stories.
Story behind the stories.
We'll see you next time.
One of these weekends, I'll get it right.